Politics versus culture, that's the topic of tonight's Byline. On Saturday, Alberta elected a new premier. Kind of. Members of the ruling Progressive Conservatives elected a new leader for their party, and now Alison Redford also becomes premier. Tonight, Prince Edward Island and the Northwest Territories will elect new governments. Our election fun doesn't end there, though. Tomorrow, Manitoba will choose a new government, and on Thursday, Ontario will. Next week, Newfoundlanders will elect their government, and in November, it will be Saskatchewan's turn. Will it matter? Will it actually change anything, though? On Saturday, the Toronto and Ottawa Sun newspapers ran an editorial that refused to endorse any of the parties in the Ontario election, calling them all a bad lot. We could actually end the week with a government in this province led by any of the three parties, which tells you that none are really standing out. None are pushing forward with an agenda that has the support of the majority of the people. The Winnipeg Sun says voters in Manitoba should hold their noses and vote for Hugh McFadden's Progressive Conservatives. The paper says he isn't their choice, but he's better than the rest. Now, I'll admit that choosing the right political leader does matter. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're all the same. Not every premier would put forward a sex ed program that tells kids about stuff you don't want them to know about in grade 3 and then allow school boards to deny parents their rights to know what's going on in the classroom, and further forbids parents from taking their kids out. No, it takes a special kind of premier to do that. And not every premier would tell you he won't bring in a tax and then bring in that exact tax just after winning the election. That takes a special kind of premier as well. But while electoral politics matters, culture matters more. If you want to change the political culture in Canada, you must engage in the broader culture wars. If you listen to the other side, the culture wars are all about crazy, mouth-breathing religious folks trying to turn back the clock. That's not true. Oscar Wilde once said the problem with socialism is that it doesn't leave you any free nights. Those words still ring true today. At each and every turn, the progressive armies are seeking to change Canada, be it in our schools, our media, in what we accept as normal. If I had told you a decade ago that allowing heroin addicts to shoot up in a government-sanctioned facility would be considered normal, you would have thought me crazy. A decade ago, gay marriage was not yet considered acceptable. A decade ago, encouraging children in the primary grades to consider whether they're transgendered would have had you thrown out of the school system. Now, it's the curriculum. Those are just some of the examples of the culture wars at work. I didn't fight for any of these so-called victories, nor am I fighting for legalized prostitution, legalized euthanasia, or any other number of causes that are going on. But drip by drip, court case by court case, positive media profile by positive media profile, those who want to radically alter Canada are waging war, attempting to change the country in every way imaginable. What does this have to do with electing political leaders? Well, first off, politicians are not leaders. They are by nature followers. They look to see what you think and then repeat it back to you. If enough people move in a certain direction, the politician hurries to the front of the parade and marches as if they brought everyone together. If you want political leaders to embrace certain views, you need to make sure that those views are being heard, that your friends, family, and neighbors are all agreeing with you. Politicians respond to the culture. They do not lead it. Electoral politics is part of what's changing Canada, but it's the secondary part. You must change the culture first. And that's the Byline.